women in the forces of CRPF, which is our largest paramilitary force. I came from a background where my father was a naval officer, and yet, despite the fact that 1987 was the first batch, I think the current statistics indicate that we still have only close to 3% of women in the forces. They're lost completely, and at the same time, pioneers like Seema, who have gone and led, I hear. Girls, we are in a school, and I love the fact that my band thinks I'm the school teacher kind of a character. Will you not make so much of noise, please? I find this tough. I find it much easier to sing. But I hear that, ma'am, you led the all-women's force under the UN forces in Liberia. And Liberia is one of the most dangerous places in the world. So she led the all-women international force.
We went under the UN banner there. We were working for UN, United Nations. It was an all-formed female police unit. That was for the first time in the history of UN and even in the history of Government of India. Like for the first time, they were sending troops on a mission like this to a country like Liberia, which was totally conflict-ridden state, and there were people and children, girls who were victims post civil war. So the situation was really bad when we landed. It was way back in 2007, and sometimes I wonder, because I thought that I am doing my duty, whatever that was assigned to me, and I was told to do, but I never knew that this going to Liberia will be creating a history, and still the accolades are pouring in. That is quite a situation which sometimes I fail to tackle as to why these accolades are still pouring in. I went there in 2007. It's almost how many years? 12, 13 years. But still people are saying about it, talking about it. So it's nice to hear such things.
In terms of your experience there on the field, because it's one thing that right now there's this rise of, a lot of identity politics. Made you believe that it's like one might assume that handling a battalion of men would be a very different thing from handling a battalion of women, and most people would like to assume that maybe women are easier because somehow we are seen to be the softer, easier gender. Is there any truth in that?
Let me clarify, Sona, that I have commanded a male battalion also, and I have commanded the female battalion. What I feel, commanding a female battalion is much more difficult than commanding a male battalion, because while dealing with women, you are not, as a Fauji, we are trained to give orders like, do this, you have to move tomorrow, pack your bags, be ready in 10 minutes or within half an hour. So for a normal male battalion, you can pass on these sorts of orders without giving it a second thought. But in a Mahila battalion or in a female battalion, wherein your troops are all female, so you cannot just pass on the orders just like this, because you are dealing with mothers, you are dealing with sisters. There may be some personnel who are having some genuine problems. So for what the experience I have gathered is, it is difficult to command a female battalion as compared to a male battalion.
So are those cliches true? Do we carry too much of our emotional baggage into our work lives? Is that something that could be?
No, it's not an obstacle, but actually we have to see that we are commanding human beings. They are human beings, and every human being has its own emotions and background. So we really have to, as a leader, as a troops commander, you really have to see and understand how your troops are feeling about a particular thing. So it's not a sort of a baggage. To become a good leader, you need to understand your troops' emotions also and sentiments.
Because my personal experience is when I joined the FMCG industry, fast moving consumer goods.
Power or mental power, or they are not prepared to undertake any, sort of a different job or think out of the box and all. But yeah, definitely there is an added pressure on our shoulders to prove our worth, like while we landed in Liberia also. So even the officials who were working in UN, they were quite apprehensive as to how we people are going to perform, because they said that they'll be put through a test, and let us observe as to how these people are reacting to a particular situation. But I was sure of my girls, I was sure of our training, and we did quite well after going there. So that is an added pressure on your shoulders to prove your worth?
Girls, don't feel any pressure.